Call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Amparano?
Here.
Councilmember Mendoza?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Obisa Martinez?
Here.
Mayor Tucker?
Here.
And Councilmember Burnworth is absent for the record.
All right, thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And Ms. Ida, would you lead us, please?
Ready? Begin.
Adjustments to the agenda?
Mr. Mayor, there are no adjustments to the agenda this evening.
Alrighty. City Attorney report, please.
Yes, thank you. The council
On
met
closed
today
session.
in closed session and discussed real property negotiations regarding APN 064 433010. Direction regarding price and terms were given to the negotiator. The council discussed the existing litigation, Novak LLC versus City of Imperial is listed on the agenda, and direction was given to council. The council also discussed one item of anticipated litigation under Government Code Section 54956.9D2, and direction was given to council. That concludes my report.
All right, thank you very much. Next up is public comments. If you wish to address the city council concerning any item within the city council jurisdiction, please raise your hand and be acknowledged by the mayor. At that time, state your name and address for the record. The mayor reserves the right to place a time limit of 3 minutes on each person's presentation, and I have 3 here. Then I'll ask if there's any others. Okay, Justin, please.
Yeah, can we get the order? I'm Serena. Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, Council, members of the community. My name is Serena Guerra. I'm an artist, journalist, and founder of the Valley's first and only grassroots nonprofit newspaper, People's Press. What started as a response to unlivable wages and systemic issues I witnessed on the job while writing for the Desert Review, IB Press, and Clexico Chronicle has since become something so real, I think it's hard for some people to grasp that, quite honestly, we are the future blueprint of decentralized media. After years of observation, research, and experience, I can confidently say that our approach to producing community-centered content stands apart from most in that we associate ourselves closely with concepts like citizen journalism and slow news. This model completely turns the old one on its head and offers the everyday person a chance to voice their concerns in long-form and archival narratives. The cultural impact of what we are doing here and what we have managed to achieve in just 1 year with almost no funding is historic. We have witnessed so many beautiful people from all walks of life feel confident enough to trust us with their precious memories and controversial opinions because first and foremost, we identify as a publication for the people. That means we have staked our brand on the idea that reaching beyond the bipartisan is not only possible, but that it's 1,000 times more fruitful than what is already out there. And no, we're not the first ones to dabble in this territory, but we are the freshest, and we've got the heart and the vision to see this through to the highest timeline possible. We dream of a day where we can all have a seat at the table and the voices of the marginalized hold just as much weight as the corporate exec. When someone submits or donates a story to us, I personally ensure that every single one is treated with the utmost care and handled with a level of integrity and degree of consciousness unparalleled in mainstream news. Our strain of citizen journalism does not judge. When you submit a story with all your raw opinions and emotions, myself or one of our team members steps in to both edit grammar mistakes and elevate the writer's natural voice. No gimmicks, we don't do clickbait, and we don't fuck with AI. And yes, as an artist, I know the power of a well-placed curse word. This is journalism like you've never seen it. We take pride in each and every story we publish, and I'm not kidding when I say I think we will be in the running for a Pulitzer Prize one day. Our quality and artistry are undeniable, and that's why slow journalism is not an insult to us. We strive to be the best, not the first. Since our inception in October of last year, we have worked with people as young as 15 and as old as 75, told tales of redemption from homelessness, and revived memories of working in the fields during the Cesar Chavez movement. Whether it's a handwritten letter or an email, mistakes and all, our job is to polish you up and make you a published writer, something the average resident never dreams of. My colleague Justin and I have donated our time and money in amounts most people would think is crazy, but for us and our growing team, there is no going back. This is the kind of medicine our country needs right now. And with climbing unemployment rates, we stand to one day be one of the county's premier skilled labor employers, complete with job training services for new writers and appropriate pay for seasoned ones. The days of burnout, censorship, and wage theft are finally over. In addition to our online services, we hope to one day have collectible print issues and launch a live storytelling series that will help nurture local talent and birth the visionaries who will lead the new world that is already upon us. Please do consider following us on social media, reading our stories, and donating to our cause at avoicethatsoundslikeyours.com. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Justin?
Hello, good evening, City of Imperial. I'm Justin. I founded People's Press with Serena. It's a nonprofit, citizen journalism, as she explained. People submit their own stories, and we do it because we see the power in community, the power in people, and we want to bring people together. So we had this idea that went along with the publication called Farewell to Brawley's Water Tower and Barrio Revival. And if you have been reading news about Brawley with the water tower, it's been there for years and it came down. So we wanted to do an event there, like while it was up, but it came down. So we're still doing it. We're still calling it Barrio Revival. And basically what it is we want to do some sort of like all-day community event with all these sorts of sports activities, and we're trying to fit as much into there so it appeals to as much people as possible. And we want to just unite families again, friends again. We want people to meet new friends, and we want to do it through art. We want to like display some sort of art displays there, like an art walk, and we want to get involved with other organizations to just make this the best it can be. We're going to have, in the morning, for example, there's going to be a softball tournament, and that sort of kicks it off, and from then on, there's just more and more that occurs, like more sports, soccer, pickleball. We want to do cornhole, horseshoes. I mentioned the art projects, a mural. We want to do a fashion show for the elderly. We call it the Viejito or Viejita fashion show. And it's just intergenerational. And we want to do like low riders too, and just free haircuts. And the evening, that's the big part. We want to do a tamale dinner. And folklorico, mariachi, like just to end it like that in like one big bang. I see I have 40 seconds left. So what I want to say with these last few seconds is that we're looking for sponsors for this event, and we hope to have it sometime within the next few months. We're thinking maybe at the end of December or February. And this is going to be a fundraiser for People's Press, and you can more information, find us on Facebook or Instagram, avoicessoundslikeyours.com. And we're inviting Imperial to come join us in this festivity. And thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Mr. Roush. Am I saying your last name right? Roush?
Roush,
Okay.
that's the best I can do. I just wanted to make clear a couple things. 20 years ago, when these community facility districts were created, they were created by another city manager, not your current city manager, who's a very good man. The community facilities districts were created by another city attorney, not your current city attorney, who's a good person. The community facilities districts were not created by the current city council, because the current city council are good people, but it was created by an old city council, and they made a mistake to work with a developer who never paid any property tax, never paid any CFD assessments, and created horrible problems in two districts. We paid all of that unpaid property tax in both of those districts by that developer never paid. Now, that's the past, and we're trying to create a future. Unfortunately, the bond counsel, the law firm that represented the city and the city manager and the city attorney at that time, is still the same bond counsel that is still advising this council and advising the city on what they should do. This current bond counsel and old bond counsel has never engaged with us to talk about any settlement. They stand to gain 12 years of administrative legal fees into the future if the bonds are not paid off now, because that's what they do. In your book right here, over here, that shows your expenses of this month, your bond counsel has got thousands of dollars of pay for continuing to keep the mistakes of the past in the present. So what we're asking for is a solution. We haven't had any solution offered to us from your current bond counsel, but I know that you guys can come up with some great, wonderful ideas to create solutions so that we can pay off the bonds, we can build the streets. We want to build 4th Street. The community that's in Mayfield, there are 300 homes that only have one access point in case of a fire or an emergency. And that community is blocked off. The old regime didn't enforce that and didn't create new access points for that community. We will do it. Cross Elementary School also has unwanted congestion in front of it. We can build Rosarito Street and create another access there. We can do these things. I have confidence in this council that it can create the solutions, because there are problems that were created in the past that are not your fault, that can be solved today with your leadership. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Thank you, sir. Okay. Anybody else with public comment? Seeing none. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, I just, briefly for those who are watching on the video and those in the audience, the council has provided direction to me as the attorney to outline some of the statements that are being made and what's happened so far. So we'll be releasing that to the public to make sure we are engaged in litigation. It's typically not something we discuss, but we do want to make sure that we tell some of that history, and the full details to the public. That'll be coming out soon.
Thank you to the city attorney. Okay, now we will move on to A, presentations. A1, Friends of Imperial Parks check presentation.
So, Mr. Mayor and members of the council, good evening. Before we have the board come up here and do the check presentation and say a few words and introduce themselves, I kind of wanted to give you a little context on how we came to today. If you're familiar with the IID and its grants that it's been offering over the last few years, we've applied on the city side for a grant for $35,000. The GLOW grant was something that was offered to rehab, retrofit existing or old athletic lighting. We were awarded $35,000 for the city. The Friends of Imperial Parks, in support of that project, because we needed some additional monies to complete, also filed an application for funding to get us to where we would be at the finish line and not have to use funding that was from our general fund to complete. So that's where we're at right now. We were successful in both getting it on the city side and the Friends of Imperial Park securing the additional funding to get that field on 4th Street complete and retrofitted with LEDs. So that's just kind of a history and getting you guys up to speed on what this presentation is about. And then I'll let the board come up and do their thing. And I'm happy to let them do that part of it.
Perfect.
Good evening, members of the City Council. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Peter Martinez, and I'm not here actually on a different topic. I'm here actually in support of our Friends and Parks Board. I joined the group as well. Very fortunate to be part of this event because we have something that we are very proud of, and we want to acknowledge the check that's in front of us. We're hoping that the City Council can stand with us as we get ready to present this check over to, for this process. But let me first begin by saying is that the mission of Friends and Parks is dedicated to enhancing the quality of life of our community by supporting, promoting, and advocating for our communities. We partner as citizens, as volunteers, and local agencies to preserve our natural resources and expand recreational opportunities and encourage active, healthy lifestyles for all of us. Friends and Parks is a board that serves a bridge between the community and the leaders, community organizers. We come together to bring people together to enhance, to preserve, celebrate, and share public space. As a community educator, I could say is that I'm pleased and I play a vital role in the education arena, but we also foster together as a board to bring awareness, empowerment, action within our communities, just as Mr. Lopez just pointed out with this induction of this check. It's just an incredible boost to bring to our community to see how active and the involvement that this board is truly making. So with advocacy and beginning with knowledge and community development, and transforming information and process by promoting inclusive participation and amplifying the community voice, we agree that we all are here to ensure that that promotes a reflective priority to serve the needs of our community. Ultimately, the last point I'd like to say is that through advocacy, by building bridges, we like to bring people together to be able to create an educational active role and bring awareness that is a lasting community impact for all of us. So with that, we have a check for, as you can see here, Friends of Imperial Parks with the address, the City of Imperial Parks and Recreation for $11,000 dated November 5th, 2025 to Freddie White Park Lighting, excuse me. Any questions?
Yeah, can you introduce the other members?
Absolutely. Okay, I'd like to first introduce Stephanie Sanchez. Hello. I'd like to introduce also Ms. Jeannie Walker. I'd like to introduce Ms. Gabby Garcia. Corey Shields. I guess. Really here, Peter Martinez. And I also want to just point out one important thing that the committee has been very fortunate is that we are now hosting our meetings at Sun Community Federal Credit Union on a monthly basis. So we're very fortunate to host those meetings. So I like to say publicly thank you to Sun Community for being part of that process. And the last, I'd like to thank also Ms. Ida Obeso Martinez because she's been in part of our structure and in the structure of putting together the language that has made us very successful as well. So thank you to Mr. Lopez, Ida, and to the members that are right behind me. So thank you, folks. So I ask for an applause from the audience if we could have that for this moment. Thank you. That's it. Can we have the City Council join us?
Also, how did you acquire this fund to donate?
Mr. Lopez, can you?
So,
I mean, somebody had to.
yeah, so the application, similar to the application the city filed to the IID, the nonprofit, also, it was open to nonprofits. So the nonprofit, Friends of Imperial Parks submitted an application, in partnership with the city to supplement the budget for the project. So we filed an application on behalf of the Friends of Imperial Parks to the IID directly.
So we got two.
Yes. So total project award for this, for Freddie White is now bringing us to $46,000, which we needed every bit of it. I know right now we're about $1,000 shy of hitting that marker already. So within the next week or two, those lights will be up, and that project will be finished, and we will hopefully get all y'all together and do an official ribbon cutting and opening of that field to flip the switch, if you want to call it that, so that we can have that field. And the intent, at least on the city side, is to keep applying to these grants because we have several other fields that are in need of these retrofits, and they're extremely expensive. And this is one way to get those projects done. Using the IID's money is always good. So this is how we've come to this point, and it's one of the small wins in partnership. I hope to have many more of these success stories as we go along with the nonprofit in partnership with the city.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, and how would we, everybody want to go up to underneath the city? Assembly? Does everybody else want to come? There's only four of us.
Do it, you, I think I did.
Come on, let's go. We all go.
We all go. You want me to take it?
Yeah.
Everybody get it.
That's a big chair.
It's a big chair.
It is pretty.
I have to have Roxy come. Oh, you can take that both floors.
Katie says. Because it talks about. Those parcels has a different zone. Yeah. It's an ag zone. It's a little 78.
All right, we'll be moving on. Thank you very much. Next up, A2, Highway 86 Beautification Project. Update by Othon Mora, Community Development Director. I'd like to mention that I need to pay attention during this one because everybody's asked me when it's going to be done. We're going to find out more. You guys know as much as I do about it.
Yes, so good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. Tonight I'm just going to give you a quick update on SR 86. I know there's a lot of people, a lot of residents that they're asking the same question. They want to know when it's going to be done. Here it is. Next slide, please. So this is the AHSC in ARPA. It's called the SR 86 Beautification Project. This is a $6.6 million project. The project has we install sidewalks throughout the city. We widen some streets. It's a landscape on the median of SR 86 and a new bike path along Barioni. Next slide. So this is the project location map that it was presented to City Council a few months ago, and this is showing the entirety of the project. As you can see, along Barioni and Worthington, that's where we have the bike path. We have the landscape along SR 86, and as you can see on 6th Street in SR 86, we're going to be placing the flashing beacon that is going to have the AI integration throughout SR 86, and that thanks to public services and their additional funding and ITs. I won't forget that. So this is a collaboration project, and they're gonna communicate throughout SR 86. So that's added value to the project, and you can also see the sidewalks highlighted in red throughout the city. Next slide. And this is our project photos. This is the portion that we whitening a little bit of the street. It's on Worthington, and you can see 1 and 2. It's facing east from Nance Road. 3 and 4 is facing west from B Street and La Boucherie. And I know there was a lot of questions about the sidewalk to the south. We had a lot of conversations with the county, and we sent emails asking for additional funding to fix those, that portion of the sidewalk. We didn't get response, but since we were in a timeline, we have to move forward with the project. I know they had a project going on for their own funding through SB1. But we didn't get a response. We could have done it. We could have been the lead agency, but that's history, and now it's on their hands. I just want to make sure that the community also knows that that portion of it is in the county, and we did try, but we didn't get any response. Next slide. And those are the photos of some of the sidewalks that we installed in the 88 ramps throughout the city. Next slide. And I just want to highlight this section. This is 6th Street and SR 86. This is where the flashing beacon is going to be placed. And we have received good feedback, at least on this location, that it's only right turn going to SR 86, and then we only have a left turn going into 6th Street. So we have received feedback from the community, and it's all good feedback. They like it this way. Next slide. And this is the what we have as of today on SR 86. Those are the left turn lanes throughout. That's from 15th Street all the way to 2nd. And this is just a quick overview of, as of today, of what we have installed. Next slide. So this is the landscape plan. I want to highlight this part mainly because this is a project that some of the council members that we have here and council members that were previously here provided a lot of input. With that, I just want to highlight that we have about 120 trees throughout from 2nd Street all the way to 15th Street. And we counted about 1,200 shrubs throughout. So it's going to look beautiful, but I do understand that that's going to be a little bit of a nightmare for Parks and Rec. So
like, yay.
yeah, so we're looking at a couple of options, see what we can do about it, and also the shrubs. Some of the shrubs are hard to maintain and whatnot. So in this case, and if you have questions, just let me know. We don't have to wait until the end. So we're looking at some options, replacing some trees, maybe not installing so many trees throughout. We don't know yet, but any feedback is welcome.
Don't plant the trees like you did on 8 in there.
Those
that
are
wind
not
got them.
the
Don't-
Palo Verdes.
Yeah, I wouldn't do those.
are not here. No.
So talking about that how do these create a lot of mess?
So there's a few on these, even on the shrub species list that you see in the pictures, that are not what we want there. So there's a couple species on the pictures that are invasive. If you've driven by Starbucks on the right side, these deer grasses, which is one of the ones we're looking to remove those completely. There's another species on here that's a vine sort of plant, which will completely spread out through the entire project, and it's become a nightmare. So we're gonna replace those. The trees that we're looking at there, we're gonna change those out. We're definitely not gonna do the ones that are on the bicycle path. We're gonna look at ones that are a more of an ornamental but tolerant to our area, so that they're not so fast growing. We're not looking to promote a spot to sit down under the shade in the median. So we're looking more ornamental type, but also we have to realize that there's only a few species of trees that will actually survive our soil conditions and heat. And I have one that we're gonna look as an option. But then on the tapers, I was talking to Othon, on the tapers and on the ends of the medians, completely remove anything that would obstruct the right turn, left turn pockets, and keep those things that have a larger canopy in the wider portions of the median, and spread them out a little bit further out so that we can have room and reduce the number. Because so we're looking at all those options to correct and make those adjustments and get that back to the contractor.
Thank you.
Question, is there something that's like more drought tolerant, or
Yeah.
is pretty much?
So a lot of the times when you have a firm or a landscape design architect put these together, they're not necessarily from our region. So a lot of times we find that we're adjusting these species of plants because they don't know what they're looking for, like a Palm Springs or San Diego or whatnot. So most of the species are drought tolerant to our area, but the ones that I'm removing are just an invasive species of plant that we don't want, and they're really difficult to maintain. So we're going to be not only looking at the drought tolerancy, the soil tolerant to our soil conditions, and if we ever do get into a drought, where we can limit the amount of water and they'll still be able to survive. So we're factoring all that into the ultimate end design.
And given that comment, you said, what, are we still using, I thought we were using our plan
I'm sorry.
to do this. Are we using our plan or are we using somebody else's plan?
In regards to?
Oh, we're using which one?
Like Mr. Lopez just said, when other agencies put it together, then they draw it out, they use their own stuff from out of town, like companies out of town.
No, the design firm.
Design firm.
Yeah.
That was a design firm from Chen Ryan.
But we're not using them.
We're not. No, we're not.
Okay.
So this is what it was approved, and so once it was approved, went through the process. We tried to change a couple things in the design, but they were pretty much charging us lots of money to make those minor changes. So we decided not to move forward with them. So out on the field and with the experience that parks have, that's what we're making the changes now. Yeah, making the changes with the landscape design would have been very costly. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
What else we got? Done?
No, we're not waiting for it.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
oh, there it is. I was like, I know we still got pages.
So any questions on the landscape anymore? No?
No, I just think it's,
I want it to be look pretty, but
Yeah.
tolerable to her.
All right, next slide, please. So, also with this, there's been a lot of questions from the community, and also myself, because now, I mean, we were used to what we had before, and now we have these left turn pockets, and it's we want to show the community as to how to use them. We asked PD lots of questions because I also, had those concerns, but it's pretty clear that it's like we treat them as any other intersection. The yellow portion of it that has to remain clear at all times. The north and southbound, they must remain in their turn lanes, and must proceed when it's safe to do so, as well as the one east crossing Highway 86. So we're going to be sharing this in social media as well, so I make sure everyone knows what to do. We had a lot of questions from the community, and it was hard for us to explain, but we created this exhibit, and I think it's easy to read.
How's that gonna work from an enforcement standpoint?
So the default answer to that is the rules of the road always prevail. But if people follow the rules of the road, we probably would be out of work. But so it depends upon the way that the final design takes place. If there's signage that says intersection must remain clear, there's a specific violation for not following signage. And then if there's limit lines installed or a combination of both, then they're all fair to observe traffic control devices.
And there'll be signage?
No, so there was not signage. Now that PV provided their feedback, we wanna add signage and additional striping this location. I think it will be very beneficial. Even though we should know what to do at every intersection, I think that will be very helpful.
So no more stacking 5-6 cars in that little.
Or
We shouldn't.
frogging to the middle.
We
and
shouldn't
then-
at all. No, and we'll put it on social media. Make sure everyone understands.
Mario Kart.
And while that is a big concern, I think a lot of the thing that you see people arguing about is the turn. If you've got two people opposing each other turning, do you pass them and turn behind them, or do you turn in front of them? I mean, if you go to like Barioni and 86, if you've got somebody coming north, somebody going south, and they both have a green light, they turn in front of each other. But people are saying, no, these intersections, you're supposed to go past them and turn past them. Are we going to get that clarified? And
So absolutely, because you're not supposed to pass somebody and then turn behind them.
yeah,
So
Happens all the time.
but whenever you do it, you get honked at. And
to give you the Reader's Digest version, the way that the vehicle code reads, you're supposed to make your turns both to and from as close as reasonably possible to the curb line or the nearest lane available. So that would mean you're supposed to turn prior to passing.
exactly, I've never understood why people say, no, you turn past them, you go past them so that you can see down the road. I'm like, but no.
No. No,
You are correct.
Thank you.
next slide. And this is our current project timeline. So next week we're going to be starting the landscaping, as well as the asphalt patchwork that we have going on throughout the city. The following week we'll have the slurry seal on Barioni, B Street, and to P Street, and we'll be completing the striping all along Barioni and Worthington, which is the bike lanes on both sides. And the final part is which is going to start on December 17, will be the flashing beacon, all the wiring, and all the communication throughout 86. Next slide.
Take that one off.
And that's all I have. Do you have any questions?
Now, right now where the center median, they got it dug out, I'm assuming like 4 feet. Now, are they going to bring in different dirt to put there? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
They will. So they have native, and they'll have also the one they're gonna mix with the chemical for the plants, and that's gonna be on a 2-to-1 slope on the sides, and then it's gonna flow north.
Alrighty.
So-
Go ahead.
I can't wait for the videos of you guys doing this so that you can show people the turn pockets and the turn lanes. Because it's different, right? You're used to doing something for 1,000 years, and like Miss Stacy's saying, some people would pass behind and to turn over, and so I think it's going to be a good audio visual representation of how to do it.
Yes, they will be very helpful. And what we had before, I didn't even know how to use it. Honestly, I just follow the crowd. That's the reality. But this is much, much better.
Thank you.
So I have a question for you, Othon, and I see the design that we have, and my comment and question, and see if what are we gonna do. So looking at the Highway 86 and 6th Street intersection, you'll see that there's a concrete curb around it. And then there's areas on the medians that we have no curb, we have no nothing. But once we fill it up with soil, put our landscaping in there, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a mound, right?
No.
It's gonna be flat.
No, so it's gonna be similar to this. It's just higher elevation. We're gonna put more dirt into.
Correct.
Look at it. It's gonna be a swell. So you have the road, and then it's gonna go down.
Down.
To one slope. Yeah.
Okay.
So the landscape's gonna be
Lower.
below the road. Yes,
Okay.
lower.
So, kind of changes it a little bit, but, are we gonna be to put a curb around the entire median some way, somehow?
No, not as part of this project. So the way it was designed, because that's not the ultimate right of way. That was not. It's just phase one. So phase two was going to be with the runabout and all that. You know, the beautification project that the council approved a couple years ago. So it was going to change a little bit. So adding at that time, adding the curb and gutter would have been a waste of money because we were going to be removing it regardless. So it was decided not to add anything, not even an AC dike or a concrete curb. So that's what the decision was made back then.
So there'll be no curbs around them.
No, that's it. This is it.
And no roundabouts.
That's
Not in the foreseeable future.
no.
But, I mean, the only reason I say that is, people going into the medians. I mean, there's areas that I'm looking at the pictures here that we have on one side, we have a curb, the other side, we don't have a curb. I'm looking at P Street right now. When I drove P Street today, south of Barione, we have no curb. North of Barione, we have a curb. And the difference is south of Barione, the canal banks into our road by 2 feet or so. So I know it's not going to happen on this, but a way to keep our lines clean without having soil spill over or something like that.
Correct. So on that location on P Street, we have a monies through ICTC project, so it's going to be an overlay, and that's I believe we also added curb and gutter to prevent that.
Right. And
Yes.
so that's kind of why I was looking to see if that is something we're going to be able to add to these medians, to put a curb around it to make it more uniform. So one side has it and one side doesn't.
doesn't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're going to be driving and looking at it. Oh, nice curb. Oh, no curb. Oh, there's a curb again.
Yeah, I can take a look at it, see if we have any money left, and see how much we can do with what's left. Things have changed.
Right.
That's before we didn't want to add it because we were going to remove them.
Right.
Now that we're thinking ahead and the years have passed, maybe it's time to just add it. And then a location on P Street, that's part of the other project.
Yeah. And I was using P Street as an example that just so we avoid the mixture of our soil into our roadways.
Yes.
And
That's
vice
helpful.
versa.
Yeah. We'll definitely take a look at it.
Appreciate that. But other than that, I think the project looks good and definitely
We're almost
it
there.
looked nice when it's done. So,
All right. Anybody else? Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much, sir.
thank you.
All right. Next is B, consent agenda. All items appearing under the consent agenda will be acted upon by the city council with one motion, without discussion. Should any council member or other persons request that an item be considered separately, that item will then be taken up at the time as determined by the mayor.
I'll move.
I got a motion
Second.
and a second. Please vote.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you. All right, next up, public hearing, discussion, action, introduction and first reading by title only of ordinance number 831, adopting the 2025 California Building Codes. I am going to open the public hearing at 8:08. And next is staff report presentation by Mr. Cole, Building Inspection and Code Enforcement Supervisor.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. The agenda item in front of you is for the introduction and first reading by title only of ordinance number 831. This is amending the Imperial Municipal Code, Chapter 6, to adopt the 2025 California Building Code. And it's also to provide direction to staff to prepare a summary of ordinance number 831 for publication purposes. So every 3 years, the state of California makes all the counties and cities adopt the most recent building codes. So the city adopts the building code by amending Chapter 6 of the Municipal Code. And so the fiscal impact of this is $1,544, and that's to purchase the 2025 California codes. Staff recommends introduction by title only of the ordinance number 831 to adopt the 2025 building code. And then I'll stand for any questions you may have.
All right, seeing no questions, just stay there for a minute. Public comments? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing at 8:09, and then council discussion and voting. Any questions for him?
Can I just real briefly
ahead.
make sure that I get on the record, the very long version is reading all 13 pages out loud, which we don't do. So I just want to make sure that it's clear. These are the building regulations, which are laid out in Chapter 6 of the Municipal Code, which is Articles 1 through Article 4 of Chapter 6 related to building regulations, which includes a long list. So the title is what I just read, and I just want to make sure that that was put on the record. Thanks.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Vote, please.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
C2, public hearing for the purpose of vacating public right-of-way portion of O Street between First Street and Second Street, adopting resolution number 2025-53. Open the public hearing at 8:11. Staff report presentation by Mr. Mora, Community Development Director.
Mr. Mayor and council members, before you is the a resolution approving the city's intention to vacate a portion of O Street between First and Second. As some of you may already know, Mr. Para, the owner of the Imperial Lumber, submitted an application to abandon this portion of the street. This is a key component for their project. As part of your package, you can see a rendering as to how they're planning to use that portion of it. Now, the project itself right now, it complies with all zoning regulations and parking. That's just added value to their project. We notice this in the newspaper. We send notices within 300-foot radius. We received one opposition back in 2022 from a neighbor. Did not provide comments as to why he was opposing to it, but we sent notices for the planning commission meeting. We didn't receive any additional opposition, and we noticed this public hearing, we did not receive anything from anyone. At this time, I recommend approval, and I'll stand for any questions that you may have.
All right, that project's looking nice and getting
It's
going,
looking good, yeah.
going right along.
Mm-hmm.
Public comment? Yes, sir. Go ahead and state your name and address.
Good evening, City Council, Mayor, Imperial citizens. My name is Daniel Alva. I'm here with my wife, and I don't know if I fully understand about that O Street closure of it. My wife and I, we own 2 pieces of property, land between next to O Street and First Street. And I got the letter right here, and I got my property taxes. at this time, we don't know if we're on the right meeting or not, but we do not approve that because that's gonna close, we're not gonna have access from O Street to get into our property.
So, I had a meeting, and I was explaining to him that part of the process, and once the abandonment, we'll take it to bring it back to city council for the actual abandonment, that we're placing conditions of approval, which were given to the applicant, and we explained the situation that what could happen in the event that you have two properties, and if if it was abandoned, one of the properties would become an island. The applicant said that he will pay for the cleanup if that happens. So,
be a little louder. I think she speak up a tiny bit.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
So I did explain this to the gentleman. I think it was Tuesday when you came to the office. Monday,
I was
Tuesday?
there, I believe it was Tuesday.
Tuesday, correct. That it will not be, the abandonment will not, if approved by city council, the abandonment will not be recorded until the applicant will clean up whatever issues might have, including that property. Yes, the applicant will have to pay for the lot merger, so he will have direct access to First Street.
So, so could we look at this kind of like what we did on, trying to think of the street, it was Third? We abandoned Third? Remember we divided it right down the middle? This side, and there's a wall right down the middle. We abandoned Third and Imperial Avenue to the east.
Oh my God, I'm trying to remember that.
The guy that runs the pumps.
That lawsuit.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
He does.
I'm on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do apologize. Yes.
So could that be done like that?
So that's what's going to, so once, if the council approves the abandonment, half of the street, they'll become owners. So automatically. And that's what will happen. But in this case, you have two properties back to back.
Yeah.
And one of them will become an island, but it's the same owner. So they will have to do a lot merger to create just one lot. But the applicant said that he will pay for any of the documentation required by the city.
Okay. Because what lots are we talking about right now?
Can we pull up the map?
You're
Is it-
blocking us. You're gonna, we're not gonna have access. In case of a fire, those two lots are gonna be blocked off. If you close O Street, because O Street, you're able to go
Page 3.
from one street to the other. You guys block that up for whatever it is you guys are saying that you wanna make it a parking lot and all that. But we won't have access. And in case.
what
we
property
put
are we talking about?
something there, in case of fire, they won't be able to go into that. It's gonna be blocked off.
So if you look at the project location, on First Street, do you know where it says future office suites? Those two lots to the south. That is correct.
So they'll have access to First Street.
So they will have access through First Street.
First Street.
Correct. So, but if abandoned, the property to the north will become an island. But we don't want to do that. We told the applicant that he will have to pay for the lot merger, so that way they'll have direct access to First Street. So we won't record any documentation until everything's cleaned up.
You're trying to tell me that my two lots, I will have to then, make it one lot?
That is correct, but you will not have to pay anything.
No, I'm not
but if
talking about paying. I'm
Yes.
talking about the safety net of that lot is gonna be boxed in. I will not be able to have the fire engine come quickly this way. Excuse me for not being able to explain this here very well, but they'll have to go all the way around when it's right now. They could just go right there and take care of whatever I have, in that lot, in that property.
Is that property developed right now?
Blocking me completely.
Say again, sir?
Is the property developed right now?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet, sir.
Not yet.
No. We've had family
Plans.
tragedies that have happened to me, and I have not been able to dedicate any time to making buildings or anything due to financial things at this time.
In reality, it's two lots. It's not only one.
Yes.
Two lots are facing O Street. And you want us to merge it into one to have access only from First Street.
It'll be a one-way thing,
It's not one lot, it's two lots.
and they want us to make it into one lot. When my husband came back with that information, then I was shocked. I says, how could they make me those lots that I bought, make it into one? I'm losing value of my lot. I'm making two lots into one. I'm completely losing a value of it. Unless there's something I'm not seeing.
I mean, is that a possibility? Is splitting it
So just abandon just not all the way to,
up to the bottom of his future site, office sites?
we noticed the entire thing, so I will,
I mean, that would be a question, but it would still, I mean, it would give him access still from First Street to the front side of that road.
I would say
I-
it's
I-
doable.
Yeah, I do think there are a lot of possibilities. I think thinking of changes at this moment, if this is something you'd like, staff to look at so that we can give a good solid answer on the suggestions and then bring it back after we have an opportunity, to
So we
speak
can
to them.
Mark out where their properties are at, and then the
Put in the map.
proposal, so that everybody's on the
And then
same page.
with some ideas and different ways to look at it this way, because, I mean, I'm looking at it one way right now. I mean,
You do see the two lots.
yeah, no, I see them.
And then they suggested that the two lots to make it into one lot, and then we would only have what used to, now they call it what, First Street?
Yes.
Okay, First Street.
Mhm.
And then the old days, they had a different name for it, but now there's,
Yeah, we can
so
continue.
you're
the meeting.
facing it this way.
So I think we concluded that we're gonna continue it.
Yeah.
We're gonna continue it till the next meeting. So we're not gonna take no action tonight,
What we'll do is, yeah,
so you guys can have further discussion.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
and if we could just, Christina, give them the exact time and date of the next meeting, so. It's just at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Just before they go.
Oh, I mean,
Got it.
So do we need to?
Yeah,
You just put,
and then I will close this public hearing at 8:22 and continue it till
what's our next meeting date,
the
Christina?
next
November 19th.
Okay.
November 19th.
It'll be at the, yeah, it's the same time at November 19th at the next meeting. Okay? And we'll get in touch with you. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. There's too many what ifs.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Damn. I'll lose my battery thing.
Okay, moving on. We will go to D, action item, discussion action. D1, approve a regulatory agreement to establish the 6th and 8th Street apartments as affordable housing. Presenter, Mr. Thomas Garcia, Assistant to the City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, Council. Before you is a request to approve a regulatory agreement for the city-owned apartments. Those are 10 units that the city owns there at 6th and 8th Street. As a bit of history, the council will recall previously adopting and passing a resolution to apply for the PLHA, the Permanent Local Housing Allocation Grant Program. We were successful at securing the second, third, and fourth cycles of that. which totaled of $406,000. Those funds are intended to be used for improvements at those apartments. There is the fifth year that we've submitted the application, and we're optimistic we'll receive that, and that'll be another $72,000 that will add to this $406,000. As part of that previous resolution and the agreement with PLHA, the apartments need to be secured as affordable housing for a term of 55 years. And so that's what this regulatory agreement would do, that would be recorded on the property. It would require that rents be restricted based off the AMI, the area of medium income, which is, is for the city of Imperial is 91,000. So the 60% of that would be 54,000, which rents couldn't exceed the 30% of that 60%, which would put that at 16,439 for a year, for each year for rent. The city with the assistance of the city attorney, we worked through with PLHA and their legal team to finalize the legal language in that agreement, which you have before you, and the staff recommends the council approve and allow us to move forward with recording this document. And then once that is complete, we have already received the first 406,000, and we'll start some very needed improvements on those apartments. The first one being the next item on tonight's agenda.
So for a period of 55 years, so we'll see it in 55 years? To re-adopt it?
Tommy won't.
Probably won't be here.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
And just for a note, that would also include if the city were to sell those properties or somebody, it would remain on there recorded for anyone that took over that property.
All right, make a motion to approve.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Please vote.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you, council.
Up next, D2, award a contract for the 6th and 8th Street Apartment Window Replacement Project, bid number 2025-17. Presenter, Cody Cole, Building Inspection and Code Enforcement Supervisor.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. So the agenda item before you is to award the contract for the City Apartments Window Replacement Project at 6th and 8th Street. So on March 25th, 2025, the City of Imperial received previously awarded funds through the Permanent Local Housing Allocation Program for improvements for the 6th and 8th Street apartments. So staff determined that the windows were in dire need of replacing. They had some broken panels, the locking mechanisms weren't working properly, and they didn't meet the energy efficiency standards currently. So on September 3rd, staff completed a competitive bid process and received one bid. The bidder being Discount Door and Window, and it was in the amount of $49,932. After carefully reviewing the submitted bid, staff requested City Council to award this project to Discount Door and Window and authorize the city manager to execute all required documents. The fiscal impact of this would be $49,932. It would be coming out of the PLHA grant fund. So staff recommends that the City Council awards the project to Discount Door and Window in the amount of $49,932 with a contingency of 15%. And I'll stand for any questions.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Mr. Cole, just real quick, I know that you said that there is, for improvements at these, do we have a list of improvements that need to be done to these apartments so that we have for future and maybe have a running list? That's kind of like what we were talking earlier, is that we know that it's coming, we know that there's a plan. So last time we did the roof,
the air conditioners.
Correct. What's next? What's coming next? So we see an entire plan that's coming to us.
So I can put a list together of the items that, prioritize what items should be replaced. Because I know we're going to have some money left over. So we're, very
Have a lot left.
Yes. So we're hoping to fix up, I know the kitchens need some addressing and the bathrooms. So it is a block wall. When I was in there, I never saw any like cracks or anything. So I know like the structure doesn't need to be addressed. It's mostly remodeling.
Yeah. And so when we put that list together, if we could, Mr. Morita, maybe like timelines of what we're looking for, time frames.
Yeah, and
If
if I
possible.
may, council member, Mr. Cole and I discussed this when I got involved with the project. He's very knowledgeable about these apartments, but he really hasn't been in there since a year when they did the roof and some of those other things. So once we move forward on this, as we're in each of those apartments, he'll be doing another assessment and evaluating what the priorities should be, and then making those recommendations from that. And we'll come back to you before we start any of the other projects with these funds.
Okay, appreciate that. And the other question, I know that 15%, normally don't we do about 10% contingency? We're doing 15%. Are we expecting something?
Not that I'm aware of. I believe I couldn't tell you.
I think part of it is, when it's looked at and they're spending it, they're pretty strict about how they do it, but rather than coming back to say we need an additional $2,000 or $3,000.
Also, on smaller projects like this, the percentage of contingency is greater.
Okay. I know the other ones we're doing about 10, right? Okay. All right. Thank you. I can make a motion to approve.
Thank you. I got
Thank
a
you.
motion
Second.
and a second. Vote, please.
Tommy,
you,
can
Ms.
I
Cole.
go back real quickly to the item that we just approved for the PLHA funding? If we're putting covenants on there and the income restrictions, are we monitoring it, or who's going to be monitoring that?
Yeah, the city will be. That's one of the things we're also, moving forward, we're gonna be discussing, the management of of those apartments and what we're currently doing and updating, agreements, rental agreements, and evaluating that entire process.
Thank you.
And just to go
carries.
back to that 15% contingency too, I just will note too that because they're all currently occupied and we're going to be tearing out people's windows and stuff, we didn't know if there was going to be some issues with that, housing issues and stuff, so we just wanted a little more cushion.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion carries on D2.
Thank you for your patience. Alrighty. Up next, D3. Accept the combined request for proposals for the website redesign and development, ADA Title II compliance, and the automated agenda management, RFP 2025-15 and 2025-16. Presenter, Mr. Alejandro Estrada.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. As part of the projects approved by City Council on July 2nd, we released two RFPs, RFP number 2025-15 for an automated agenda management system and 2025-16 for the redesign of the city website. By September 25th, we received 9 proposals for the automated agenda management system and 40 for the website redesign. After carefully reviewing all the proposals, we recommend awarding the 2 projects to Civic Plus. Even though they submitted separate proposals for each of those projects, they also presented a bundle proposal in the amount of $48,587.79 with a recurring fee of $37,968. As a quick note, for this fiscal year, 25-26, we allocated $27,500 for web services. So therefore, we will need additionally $11,000 to cover for both systems in the next fiscal year. And that concludes my report. And I will start for any question that you might have.
All right, any questions?
That additional 11,000, is that something that's going to be budgeted in just your general operating?
Yes, I mean, we have, right now the 27,000 that we have allocated are for the current web developer under contracts. This one is probably going to transfer those funds, or we're going to request those funds in the other account that we use for these kind of services. So yeah, it was maybe.
It's all general fund.
Yeah.
All right. Any other question? Being none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I got a motion
I'll make a second.
and a second. Please vote.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, D4, approve an agreement with the Sewer AI under the HGAC Cooperative Purchasing Program, CIP number 853. Presenter, Mr. David Dale, Public Service Director.
Now we start the David Dale show for the.
Not my intention. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. Good evening. This item is connected to our CIP project number 853. As I'm sure you're aware, Public Services is about to start the inspection of most of old Imperial's sewer lines and all of our manholes. And as a part of that project, we became aware of this sewer AI, which takes the CCTV footage and automatically reviews that and makes recommendations for what needs to be replaced, rehabilitated. It gives you priorities. This would give us a huge kickstart towards what we were already planning to do, our master plan. And so I have Marissa here from Sewer AI who could make a quick presentation for this if we have her online.
I'm here. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay.
Yes, we can, Marissa.
Awesome. Let me share my screen real fast. Can you guys see this okay?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for the introduction there, David. You framed it up perfectly, so I'll make this short and sweet from our side, but just to introduce Sewer AI as a company, we are a data management platform, first and foremost, for all of your sewer CCTV and its assessment videos. Beyond that, there are the AI tools that David has just mentioned, which I'll get into in just a second here. But wanted to also introduce some folks that we work with as a company. These are some of our larger contracts. So we work with people of all different sizes, and that goes for municipalities, contractors, and also engineering firms. So kind of bringing that umbrella, making it easy for you guys to work across the lines as well. Specifically downstream services who won the RFP for this particular project that will be performing the collection of this inspection work is also a customer of ours that we work closely with. The areas that we kind of assessed with the city of Imperial are listed here, but of the most important ones, it was really the rehab decision making. So I'll talk about what that looks like in a second here to give you a visual, but it was really, like David mentioned, to prioritize the rehab projects with data-driven insights, make sure that you guys are able to focus your time and money on the most crucial areas and arm you guys with a plan of attack with real-time recommendations so you're able to figure out what you are going to do and knock it out along the way. The other aspect of this that we on the Sewer AI side wanted to make sure is that you guys had the correct ownership over your data. And with the direct procurement between Sewer AI and the city of Imperial, that would allow you guys to not have to rely on downstream services or any other future subcontractor for the ownership of your data in any way. You guys would own all of that within your own instance of Pioneer, which is our software under Sewer AI. There's a few things to kind of look at here. So within the actual Pioneer software, there's the auto code Access, which is the AI tool that will essentially be coding the defects that are found in the CCTV inspections that downstream services contractor will be collecting. And then those will go to Risk and Rehab, which is the rehab engine, which will give you those real-time assessments to then plan what you guys are actually going to go fix on the next side of this. Just to give you a little picture as to what AutoCode is, to actually get those rehab recommendations. Essentially, what's happening is downstream services is then going to go collect the actual videos, CCTV inspections of these pipes. From there, they're going to upload it into our system. AutoCode is going to run on that. Essentially, what happens is there's an AI model that runs and does the heavy lifting on the coding. 100% of those AI outputs are then reviewed, certified, and if any changes need to be made, then made by our in-house team of NASCO certified technicians. And NASCO, for those of you who aren't familiar, it's essentially a national standard for CCTV assessment conditions for your sewer pipes. And so 100% of that is double checked also by a human. So it's AI assisted with a human component. All of these inspections that are run through AutoCode are then passed into the Risk and Rehab recommendations tool. So from here, it goes into Risk and Rehab. Essentially, to go a little bit deeper into what David was mentioning, essentially we have these things called risk recipes. It's basically a formula that you guys can toggle and move around to make sure that we're taking into account likelihood of failure and consequence of failure. So things like how close a sewer pipe is to a school or a hospital, things like that. Lots of other factors as well, but you're able to customize this to your specific municipality to make sure it's reflecting what you guys are concerned about, areas of, concern on that side. And then it essentially gives you your recommendations. The great thing about this too is it's an ongoing tool that you can actually continue to use as you're making those rehab recommendations. It's not necessarily a stagnant report that you can only use once. So that's kind of the entirety of that. There are AI tools in the Risk and Rehab engine as well. So it's very interactive on that capacity if you guys want it to be on that side, which is really what David and I have been talking through on that side. I think that that's about it. I don't know if you guys have questions. I'm more than happy to dive into things if you want more information on anything in particular.
David, what kind of training is it going to take your staff, or is this like an interactive that your staff will be working on, and is there a training component involved in that?
There is a little bit of a training, but it is pretty much user friendly. Let's just put it that way. And I might also mention that in our capital improvement program, we've already estimated that we're going to be spending $1 to $1.5 million per year on sewer replacements alone, probably for the next foreseeable future. So, and that's the water and the wastewater, also on the water side as well. So, in our system, that at least in the old town, it could be over 100 years old in some places, and there's some places that we've already replaced and some manholes that we're replacing now. But it's a big project that this will help us to prioritize, and without having to pay a consultant to pour over hundreds of hours of CCTV inspection. So we think it'll save the city and our ratepayers money in the long run.
So I have a question. As we probably know, our infrastructure is very old and there's a red to green. How will you guys prioritize probably a lot of reds that we'll see?
So that's what Marissa was talking a little bit with what criteria we plug into the machine. Like close to schools might be one of the more important ones, or areas that could be prone to collapse. Those kind of things. We reprogram it, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, Marissa, but we put that into the software, and then it tells us what would be the best areas to replace at the right time.
Yeah, and to build on that just a little bit, the risk recipes, the way that you're setting up like what actually is like a grade 5, for instance, versus a grade 1, 2, 3, 4, you can have different risk recipes that you run, so different scenarios. At the very beginning, David and I talked about this because he's anticipating that there are going to be a lot of red spots on the map. So how to differentiate between those. So we can help you guys essentially create these risk recipes to make sure that maybe the first one that we run is going to be really severe instances on that recipe. And then as you start rehabbing, it's going to go back to more of like a normal cadence of a grade 1 through 5. So there's different ways that we can combat that to make sure that you're getting the real top priorities taken care of right away.
Alrighty. Any other question?
I'm good.
Any question? All right, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I got a motion
I'll second it.
and a second. Vote, please.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you. Up next, D5, award a contract for the infrastructure modernization and utility savings program, RFP 2025-10. Presenter, Mr. David Dale.
Thank you. So, about a year and a half ago, I asked for from our finance department our IID bills for the water and wastewater plants, our monthly bills, and I was surprised a little bit to know that at that time that we were paying over $700,000 a year in energy costs, and I'm talking about just the water and wastewater plants. So it's probably more like 800, 900,000 now since then. So we're looking at potentially saving the city over a long period of time, doing projects that would be identified. And we have Ryan Crowell here. If you could step up, he's a representative from Climate Tech. The city public services put out an RFP, a public RFP for this energy services and infrastructure modernization and utility savings program, and Climate Tech was the selected firm on that. And I'll ask Ryan to get more in detail, but essentially what Climate Tech will do is they'll go into a very deep study of what the city's infrastructure is, our water and wastewater plant, what we have our infrastructure there, and even in our all of our facilities, our buildings, parks, lights, anywhere where the city could potentially save substantial funds in the long term. So, Brian, if you could go ahead, that's just the beginning, but I'm sure you can take over from there.
Yeah, I think you covered it, Nudge. Good evening, Mayor Tucker, council members, City Manager Desmarita, staff, and members of the community. My name is Ryan Kroll. It's a pleasure to be here today, and this is in regards to the Infrastructure Modernization and Utility Savings Program, RFP. The city has goals to identify efficiencies throughout the city, reduce operating expenditures, and identify outside funding for a program that will pay for itself. We would, after approval for tonight, we would conduct citywide assessments of the energy, water, and gas infrastructure at our risk. There would be no cost obligation for the city. Our goal is to identify, do the assessment, identify a preliminary funding and scope of work that would pay for itself, identify goals and needs for the city, and then come back at a later date in 2026 to present our findings with council and staff, and then receive input and feedback. So we'd be targeting around early, let's say January or February in 2026. So that is the goal of the agenda item today, and here to answer any questions. I believe I also have Ashley joining on Zoom as well.
So Ryan, could you also kind of talk about the incentives that the city could take part in?
The city can take advantage of the Inflation Reduction Act incentives, and these were available for public entities. And ever since the new administration has come in, they were supposed to be available till 2032, and now there's a new timeline where that timeline got pushed up till 2026. So our goal is to implement a scope of work that would be in the best interest of the city to the needs, and I know solar is a discussion as well. It would be a 30% tax rebate after the solar is installed, and then also we would have to check the low income bonus communities, but Imperial County does fit in that whole criteria as well, so a potential of 40%, but those incentives end in July 2026. Those are the dates we're targeting. That's when the start of construction needs to happen. So
Ryan, you were talking about the low income. I know that we have issues in Imperial where we're not generally, designated as a DACA
Yes.
community. Those rebate programs, that goes off a county-wide number and not just a city, or?
For that specific one, and I can provide an example. So we work with Calexico Unified as well, and they implemented solar at 12 sites, and all of their sites qualified. Imperial County fits under that umbrella. We'll have to see if that program, there's been a lot of changing with that specific part of it, but for the main part, that the 30% rebate would be something that is for sure safe if we go till July 2026.
Any question? Sounds good to me. No cost. Thank you, Mr. Dale, for reaching out and finding somebody that could help us for the right price.
They'll be bringing those projects back, and then at that time, the city, and you can expand on this if you want, the city can pick which projects
To do.
Yeah.
Yeah, throughout the entire process, we'll work hand in hand with staff, council, to make sure it's something that the city ultimately wants to do, and it fits the needs, for sure.
All right, thank you.
All right. I'd make a motion to award the contract, let me see, award the Modernization and Utility Savings Program RFP 2025-10.
Make a second.
I got a motion and a second vote, please. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you to whoever you have online.
What's that?
Oh, waiting on me.
Motion carries 4-0.
Twice. All right, up next, D6. Adopt plans and specifications and authorize bidding for the wastewater treatment plant demolition project bid number 2025-19, CIP number 849. Presenter, Mr. David Dale.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this is its own CIP project number, but it's essentially phase one of the Headworks project. So in 2021, as you're aware, the city did a complete modernization of their wastewater treatment plant. A great project. But apparently there was lack of funding at that time to complete the Headworks project, a much needed project. And also this demolition was postponed as well. So we're at that point now that the demolition of certain portions of the wastewater plant that are no longer used and are essentially just corroding in the sun, and they're in the way of the Headworks project. So we're essentially preparing ourselves to move forward into our Headworks projects. Our RFP for the Headwork project is due tomorrow, so we'll hopefully get a consultant on board for you into the next meeting for moving forward on the design, the final design. I think in your packet you have the preliminary engineering report that was prepared for the Headworks, which shows where the option 2, where we're planning to put the new Headworks and utilize an existing pump station building. So that's what we're trying to do, and we're moving forward with it. It's the Headworks, as I mentioned before, is an integral part of the membrane system to protect the membranes. Right now, we don't have any screening in our existing Headworks, and so this new project would have a screen that would screen out the big stuff before it goes on. So this is essentially phase one of the Headworks project, and we have the plans ready, and we're ready to move forward. I'm ready. I could answer any questions, hopefully.
Alrighty. Any question? Seeing none, I'll accept the motion.
Make a motion.
I got a motion
I'll second.
and a second. Vote, please.
Motion carries 4-0.
Up next, D7. Authorize sidewalk repairs for the Grid 1 portion of the city of Imperial with precision concrete cutting. Presenter, Mr. David Dale.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As you may recall, the City Council approved moving forward with the sidewalk inspection program for Grid 1, which is identified as everything north of 2nd Street, except for Old Imperial, which is Grid 2, and on the east side and the north side. So this that was completed by Precision Concrete Cutting as a part of our JPIA contract. They did their inspection on a GIS basis. They identified 1,973 potential trip hazards. Our ADA, per ADA, the trip hazard is defined as 1/4 inch to 2 inch. And I understand that there is some potentially precedent with 3/4 inch. This project includes everything from 1/4 inch to 2 inch, and that's already been identified. We had budgeted about $100,000 for this work this year. The price for doing the complete 1,973 location is $107,623.50. I do have members from Precision Concrete, I believe, on the Zoom line ready if you have any questions for them or for me.
All right. Any question? Go ahead.
Well,
You.
no, we can hear them in person. I got questions after, if they're going to present anything.
I think they're just there to answer questions.
Oh, they're just here to answer questions? Okay.
They're here in case you have, as a support if you have any questions.
So, I guess my question is the grinding. I see the grinding, I see the slicing, and they're going to be slicing?
It's a proprietary slicing machine that only they've created this machine. Now, I mean, I did look up to see what the cost would be for a concrete slicing machine. Well, I don't know if it's a slicing because this is a proprietary machine they have, but a machine that claims to be able to grind the sidewalks, and they range from $25,000 to $50,000 for the unit, and they're about 600 pounds. So that's essentially what I see, but I'm not sure of how that compares to the machine that they have, a proprietary machine that does the slicing that makes it very smooth. So.
No, I see. Now, 'cause I did see them going down, like in my area where I live, they were out walking the sidewalks and measuring absolutely everything. But that 1/4 inch, I know some of these areas, like if we start looking at some of our commercial areas that don't have traffic, that don't have all that, are we still looking at doing those even though there is nothing? I'm looking at zone 2 or grid 3 where we have the area right there of Marshall and all that has sidewalks, but there's nothing there. I mean, are we going to be doing stuff like that too?
So this includes everything in grid 1, regardless.
Right, no, that's
yeah.
grid 1, but I'm saying are we looking at stuff like that where, going back here, let me see if, I can't see if it stretches out that far. Like on, that would be Barione, all that new area on the other side of the railroad tracks, that's all commercial that we just put in.
Yeah, we can certainly, we can reduce the scope if that's the direction of the council. That it's quite a few number of locations. It's actually exceeded what I thought it was going to be by far. But yeah.
And so this is the one that's funded through JPIA, right?
Well, not funded,
sorry,
but it's a contract goes through them, so we get special pricing for this. Right. Is what it is, right? So.
And do we know what it would be if we don't go through how much are we saving?
I don't know.
They may be able to answer some of this, but I do know that they negotiated across the state, GPIA did. So it was our understanding from them that this was a very cost beneficial contract, but I don't think we've directly compared it. And we were lucky enough that GPIA did provide us analyst assistance in coming up with the plan. And then David's just been working hard to implement it, and risk management's been working on it. So we didn't compare, but
it's a great question. Hi, my name is Parker Yoakum with Precision Concrete Cutting. Just to answer that quick question, some of the comparison on the cost benefits through, let's say, a remove and replace in order to maintain ADA compliance, roughly is a $2.4 million savings to the city of Imperial. So going through, getting ADA safe sidewalks, walkable sidewalks, and using a slice method, that pricing through the CJPIA contract is about as aggressive as that gets.
Thank you. Budgeted.
I was gonna say you can't overlook one, because the one you overlook
Right.
is the one somebody,
That's the one.
they'll say, which one didn't Robert approve?
I know. Hit me.
Thank you,
I'm
Mr.
just
Dale.
wondering.
Alrighty, any questions from my right side?
No, thank you, sir.
How about a motion then?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I got a motion, now a second,
I'll second.
and I got a second from Mr. Amparano. Please vote.
Thank you. Motion carries 4-0.
Alright, up next, D8, accept the proposal from the water treatment specialist for cross-connection control program service for a 2-month term. Presenter, Mr. Dale.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So our procurement policy requires us to get 3 quotes or go get a proposal RFP. But at this point, we asked for a 2-month term quick proposal to cover 2 months while we go to an RFP process. So we do need, as a city, we need a cross-connection control program coordinating services. We need a certified person to do that. We don't have one on staff anymore. And we were hoping that potentially with our new water plant operator, chief operator, we might get one, but we still don't have one with a certification. So we're asking the council to approve this 2-month term while we go to an official public RFP.
Well, it's something that we definitely need and have to have. Do we have any questions for Mr. Dale? All right. We can get this show moving. We get a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I got a motion
I'll second it.
and a second. Vote,
Yeah.
please.
You mean I want to stay here till 10:30?
Oh.
Suspense and killing.
Motion carries 4-0.
All right.
Thank you.
Next up, we have D9. Approve the purchase of one GMC Sierra pickup for the police department. Presenter, Mr. Aaron Rio.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The police department's looking to pick up a pickup. That's kind of, I couldn't do that if I tried. We're looking to pick up a vehicle for a replacement for a car that was in our fleet that was totaled out by the insurance company. And I would like to bring a correction between the printing of the agenda and today. There was a price correction. So the original proposed price was $36,479.41. However, there was a incorrect calculation dealing with a rebate from the vendor, and it's $36,836.16, which is the different price difference of $356.75.
And what is the correct amount?
The correct amount is $36,836.16. And that's the amount that we would seek for approval to purchase the pickup.
And this, what will this truck, is it going to be a patrol truck or is it?
This is going to be used for the property and evidence technician.
Oh, okay.
Who has an express need due to his currently having to use a Nissan Sentra to take evidence back and forth to Riverside from Imperial. So he doesn't have a vehicle dedicated particularly for him, and that's what we're seeking to do with this particular vehicle.
So the size of the truck doesn't really need to matter, right? Because you're buying a 4-cylinder.
Correct.
That's a tiny little.
Point A to point B. He doesn't have to do so quickly.
So it's a Nissan Sentra with a
Bigger butt.
truck bed.
Are you engine shaming?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Please vote.
You sound like the Jetson.
Thank you.
Motion carries
Thank
4-0.
you. D10. Adopt the plans and specs, authorize bidding for the construction of electric vehicle charging station. Phase 1, CRP-5134-030 by Mr. Mora.
Mr. Mayor, council members, as you may already know, we secured federal federal funding through the carbon reduction program for the installation of the EV charging station at the transit park. This time staff recommends authorization to seek bids and approval of plan and specification for this project, and I'll stand for any questions that you may have.
So is this just one or more than
This is phase one. This is just
no,
one
but how
EV.
many electric?
It's total of 3, and then the other one's coming up.
See, Chief, we would have had a little bit more funding. You could have got after the bigger truck just to charge it here.
I believe the price tag on that is about 120,000.
No, that's what I said if there was more funding.
So I'm just bringing that to your attention.
I'd make a motion to approve this.
I got a,
I'll second it.
I got a motion and a second. Please vote.
Motion carries 4-0.
Next up, E, reports, department reports. First up, Mr. Mora.
I have nothing to add tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Dale.
Well, we have two big projects going on right now. The first project is that Claypool Pump Station pipeline, which is a 21-inch line that's going along Highway 86 from basically the fairgrounds southbound to 88 Road. So we're getting very close to crossing Ayton, and it's going to create some traffic issues, but we have it on the plans that work is to be done at night.
Awesome.
So the crossing of the northbound lanes should probably be at one night, I'm guessing. But the crossing of the southbound lanes at 86 and Ayton is going to be a little bit more difficult because there are gas lines and other things that are in the way. So my guess is it's probably going to be a few nights in that area. And so in the daytime they'll go ahead and plate the area so it'll be open during the day, and we'll have a big detour going on at the nighttime. So we'll make sure that we work with the city manager's office and the police department to make sure that the public is aware as much as possible about the closures. But overall, this project will really benefit the city in the long term, opening up development in the south side of Imperial. So and of course, no small thing, reducing the city's pump stations by 1. So that's a big deal. The Clark pump station, it's always been an issue. So that will hopefully be at least not decommissioned, because there's still 1 connection or 2 on it until we can find a way to figure that out. But basically stopped, right? So a lot of benefits to that project, but I want to make sure that you're aware that the closures are going to start coming in the next week or 2, where we're crossing 86 at night. So there's that. And I know there's a lot of inconvenience right now with our manhole project. We're replacing a number of manholes. That project is going very well. It's on time. It's on schedule. So is our other project. They're both on schedule. It's both on budget. We've had a few added additions to the manhole project when we found water lines that were too close to the manholes and so forth. But overall, it's been a very good project. To be very good for the city. We're finding these manholes in some very poor shape, and that's why we know in our CCTV project we're probably going to find some things that are not what we're hoping to see, but so that's why I can foresee us spending over $1 million per year just in replacing pipelines, or actually $2 million if you think of sewer and water. So in the old town with all this old infrastructure. So I know sometimes pipelines are out of sight, out of mind until they break, but we like the proactive approach in replacing things before things fall apart and break. So.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. All right, next up, Mr. Lopez.
So real quick, we have a movie at the park at Victoria Ranch on next Friday. It's starting at 6 p.m. We'll be showing The Grinch. On that following Monday, we have the ribbon cutting for the expansion at the park within the Sky Ranch subdivision. You guys should have already gotten an email inviting all of y'all to attend, so that you can join the community. We've invited the community. We're going to have free ice cream for the kids. to be there to invite, the community to come in and partake in that ribbon cutting ceremony. And then we'll have, as you all know, our parade of lights is coming up on December 12th from 6 to 8. Last year we had about 13,000 people in our downtown corridor. We expect this one to be even bigger than that. We're currently talking, we're going to start conversations with the airport to see if we can minimize the impact on 2nd and 3rd and potentially stage inside off of First in their area. So that gate access off of D Street into their, maybe stage in there and have a one-way in off of D, and then everybody come off of there. So we're not having to shut down 2nd and 3rd all the way down from Imperial Avenue to D Street. And we would just be entering off of D and First onto Imperial Avenue. So hopefully we get positive reception from them, and we're allowed to do that. And want to thank everybody on the staff side, police department, public services, everybody really that's helping us out with that. Is really all hands on. Everybody on city staff and people that are brought in, I think from the PD side, are working the parade on that Friday. Following day, in the daytime, Christmas in a small town. So those 2 days are very heavily taxed on staff. We don't prefer it to be back to back, but the way the other parades in other cities, NAF, El Centro, and the other things, and it being so close to Christmas, we're kind of left with very little choice in that regard. So I want to thank the staff that puts in several hours over the course of 2 days to put all these things on for the community. So that Christmas in a small town will be from 1 to 5 in downtown Imperial the very next day. So we invite everybody to attend, and we'll see you all there.
All right. Thank you. And when's the closing day to enter the parade?
So we usually have the parade entries closing 2 weeks before, so that staff can generate the lineup. We put those dates out on social media. Sometimes we get some last minute people that are coming in. Then we have those conversations, depending on who they are, with our city manager's office to see whether we're going to let them in. And then ultimately, you guys get to get involved in those conversations. So we have a very stringent timeline because we've been growing every year. Last year we had over 100 entries. This year we're expecting even more. So timelines for staff to prepare the lineup, depending on what type of entry it is very crucial to have it ready. We prepare scripts, descriptions for all of the 100+ entries for the announcers to read out. So it's a lot of work that the staff does. So late entries are not ideal. But again, if that happens again, we'll have those conversations, and that's what y'all are here for, to negotiate the access in. So hopefully it runs smooth, but with so many interests and us growing, you can't help but have late entry. And then parades being so back to back, once they finish with a few others, they're trying to decide, or they're at that point after the last parade filing their application with us. So it just kind of see if we can fit them in. Typically we'll give a day extra unannounced for applications or latecomers coming in. So we'll try to work our best with everybody involved to not involve you guys in that process.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
I'm
So
anxious to see who he chooses as Grand Marshal.
Oh, that's
what's
right.
that?
That's
So
right.
I'm anxious to see who you choose as
So,
Grand Marshal.
Mr. Mayor, I sent you an email.
Mr. Marita is going to be
Mr.
the
Mar-
Grand Marshal.
That's good with me.
No,
He's been here long enough.
Wow.
Yeah, is that
No, I'm serious.
Okay.
And I even told him, I'm not saying anything, Mr. Marita, but will you be the Grand Marshal? Because I think you deserve it.
Oh, perfect. That makes it a lot easier for me. Yeah.
Are the parade applications so that everybody can join our illustrious Grand Marshal here, Mr. Morita, are they available online?
Yeah, so you can do it a number of ways. You can go on our City of Imperial website, grab them online, then email them to us at parks@imperial.ca.gov, or call us at our office at 760-355-3316, and you could take payment over the phone. You can email that. You don't even have to come into our office if you don't want to, as long as we have, and we'll talk you through the process. There are certain things we need for all the entries, a description. If you want us to read that, the announcers, what your entity is about, what you're putting on display, and all those sort of things are the 6 announcers you see from the parade route that are going through all of those floats as they're coming through. So those are the things we need, but we'll help you through the process. Applications have been open for about a week or so already.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Estrada.
Nothing to add. He said too much.
He took up more space.
After that, yeah.
Mr. Rio, any update on the police station? I know they have been working hard.
On the CHP facility?
No, the officers around town.
Actually, they have been working hard.
I know.
We actually have some new reserves that are really, really enthusiastic and super happy to have a new ACO. She is very enthusiastic. If you can find employees that have that much drive and enthusiasm to do a job, try hard to keep them. So with our most recent additions in personnel, thanks to HR and their help, it's been quite the relief to get some of those vacancies filled. But other than that, we have nothing exciting for you. At least not this meeting.
Appreciate it. Mr. Lancer.
Nothing to report.
All right. Victor, any good news? You know, like, did we win the
I left
lottery
this
or
meeting
anything?
to David and Othon, so I'll be coming up the next couple meetings with all the things that I have to report.
Is our fire truck still on the way?
Not gonna have nails.
Yes. I have no voice left, so I kind of. I do want to congratulate the girls' flags for Imperial reaching the final. They're going to be playing my daughter's team, Vincent Memorial, this Saturday over in Escondido for the Division II title. Nice. So congratulations to them as well.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Ms. Smith?
Yes. So, like Chief Rill mentioned, we've had an exciting, since our last meeting, we've had quite a few new onboards. So, our new hires for this period are, I'll just wait for the slideshow to come up. And while we're doing that, I want to say we had a very successful Fall Fest and Wellness Fair on the 30th. Thank you to Councilmember Amparano and Councilmember Burnworth for coming to judge our contests. It was a fun day, and I think the staff enjoyed it. So thank you for coming out. And so for our new hires, we are welcoming Rachel Amador, who is our reserve police officer with the police department. And then we have Iana Chalupnik, our animal control officer for the police department. We have Clayton Luke Adkins, criminal intelligence analyst with the police department. We have Jose Ojeda, Parks Maintenance Worker 1 with the Parks Department. And then we also have Hector Salcido, who's actually here in the audience tonight, Community Development Project Manager, Community Development. And then we have Alfredo Valadez, who is a Parks Maintenance Worker 1, extra help with our Parks Department. And so we welcome all of them, and if you see them, say hi. Hi, Hector.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
welcome.
All right, Mr. Garcia.
Yeah, Mayor, I'd just like to piggyback off what Director Dale commented on just a little bit. You know, there's a lot of significant projects going on, community development, public services, parks all have projects. So they're creating a lot of detours and road closures. And one, just to thank the public for their patience while these important projects are going on. And just to remind them, the best rule is to give themselves a few extra minutes to get in places, because these projects are all fluid and chaotic. Seems public services, every time they open the ground, they never know what they're gonna find under there and they have to adjust. And they're doing great to get the notices out as best we can, as well as working with chief rural staff to get good safety plans in place. But, you know, again, just to remind the public to give themselves a few extra minutes every morning.
I think the My City app, the Imperial City app, it does work. If you haven't downloaded it, I do highly suggest it because I even forget. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't go down such and such road because, or whatever. So if you don't have it, I do suggest it.
Alrighty. Mr. Morita, City Manager report.
Grand Marshal?
Yeah, so I have to say, Grand Marshal is a unexpected honor. That isn't something that I ever expected would happen in my lifetime. I don't think I'm the Grand Marshal. I fit the profile of a Grand Marshal, but it'll be fun. And I had kind of hoped it would fly under the radar, and that didn't work out either. So
13,000
Gotta
people.
start
I don't
practicing.
think it's going to be
Yeah.
under the radar.
Anyway, nothing of substance to report this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Alrighty. City Clerk.
I would also like to say, best of luck to the girls flag this weekend, and also our, varsity football boys will be playing their first round of CIF, this Friday at home, so I wish them best of luck.
Alright, thank you. Ms. Mendoza.
I have nothing to report. I used to work with Hector in my old office, and, you know, we always have the we'll call it a healthy competition between cities to see who can get the best personnel, and we won this one.
Cider.
Nothing, just all the great work you guys are doing. I was happy to join the ribbon cutting to see the paving done on the park there, and I look forward to the other activities and ribbon cuttings in the future. So thank you for that.
Alright.
Just once again, thank you guys for all the hard work. And I know that we recently had our Fiesta de los Muertos. That was a very nice event. I had a lot of people come up to me telling me the music was amazing. I saw some folks that had a booth next to it, and right on the corner there. They said they had never danced so much in one spot to the music. They said they really enjoyed it. I think it was all very well attended. Our awesome mayor had a great state of the city. So congratulations to that.
Thank you.
Very nice. And then our Fall Fest, that was a great event there. Glad to see all the costumes and people dressing up. So, you know, thank you guys very much. You guys make the city great. Thank you for all the hard work.
Alright, I'd just like to thank the city staff for that. And also, that's about it. I'll see everybody at the next meeting.
Thank you.